So the next question. So we have the question under the topic ratio and proportion. So here we have an interesting question under the subtopic mixture and alligation. So that we will see, so you will come to see when we work out the question. So here the question is, a vessel contains 2.5 liters water and 10 liters milk. 20% of the contents of the vessel are removed. To the remaining contents, X liters of water is added to reverse the ratio of water and milk. So then Y liters of milk is added again to reverse the ratio of water and milk. Find Y. So friends, so here we have the concept of the ratios are reversed. So when you go through the question, so you'll feel that it is very time consuming because we have too many additions of first milk and then water, and ratios are all reversed. So but I'll give the answer so within seconds. So here answer is 120 liters. So you will be wondering how I got the answer without any working. So now I'll explain the working, and first I'll explain the question to you. So in this vessel we have 10 liters milk and 2.5 liters water. So total of 12.5 liters of mixture we have. So from that 20% of the contents are removed, and we have only 80% of the content. So with this 80% of the content, X liters water is added to reverse the ratio, and again Y liters milk is added to reverse the ratio. We need to find Y. So friend, so just here I have used a simple logic to get the answer, and then also a superb shortcut to arrive at the answer without any working. So what is the logic which I have applied? So here we have 10 liters milk and 2.5 liters water. Now what is the ratio of milk and water in this container, in this vessel? So cancelling the common factors, so 2.5 is one part. So 10 divided by 4 is 2.5. So we have milk and water in the ratio 4:1. So from this 20% of the contents are removed. Suppose we have in this vessel 4:1 ratio. So if a part of a mixture is removed also, here they have given 20% of the contents are removed. So the remaining 80% of the contents, the ratio will not change. So that is a simple logic which I have applied and I have proceeded. So remember, so whatever the amount of quantity is removed, so if you pour all the contents and if you have only 1 liter also, ratio will be the same 4:1. Suppose if you have diluted milk in a container, so if you pour of half, so will it become thick? No, you will have the same concentration unless you boil to make the water evaporate, or you add another mixture to change, then the ratio will change. So here we have removed only 20% of the content. So whatever remains, which means 80% we have, will have the same ratio milk and water, 4:1. So now in this container we have 10 liters milk, 2.5 liters, so which is together we have 12.5 liters of mixture, means milk water combined. So in this 20% removed. So 20% is 1/5. So in this 5 parts, so 1 part have been removed, so 4 parts is there. So which means that in 12.5, 1 part is 2.5. So when 1 part is removed, 4 parts 10 liters is there, 10 liters of mixture is there in the container. Or you can work out like if in this 12.5 liters, so if 20% is removed, 80% remains. So for this working part it is, so for the 0 and decimal, so 8 by 100 is 12.5, which is 10 liters. So instead of doing this calculation, so just one part removed, we have 4 parts. In this 12.5, one part is 2.5. So we have now 10 liters mixture of milk and water. So where ratio of milk and water is the same, 4:1. So now adding X liters of water, ratio is reversed. So they have given ratio as reverse. So it will become 1:4. So as water I have written on the right hand side. So writing X on this right hand side, 4:1 has been reversed to 1:4. So now friend, I'll give you one superb shortcut. So whenever the ratios are reversed, so without working you can get the answer. So for that I'll explain this concept with another example. See, suppose in a container you have 60 liters milk and water and the ratio 1:2. So now how many liters of milk should be added to reverse this ratio? So whenever the ratios are reversed, whatever the pattern is, so there will be some shortcut approach to get the answer. So here we have 1:2 ratio and this should become 2:1. So for that, how many liters of milk should be added? So blindly you can just write X is 60 liters. So whenever you have 1:2 and 2:1, so whatever the quantity is, that will be the amount of milk has to be, that will be the amount which you have to add. So I'll show this in this working part. Suppose if you have 101 liters or whatever it is, 19 liters should be added. So now I'll justify my logic with this working. So in this 60 liters, so we have 1 part milk, 2 parts water. So dividing by 3, we have 20 as 1 part. So which means milk is 20 liters, water is 40 liters. Now with this 20, some amount of milk is added where the ratio which was 1:2 becomes 2:1. So we are adding milk alone where water remains the same. So this 40 which was 2 parts, now it should become 1 part. So if this 40 is 1 part, what should be the value here to be double of 40? It should be 80. So as you have already 20, 60 liters should be added to reverse the ratio or to get double of 40, 80. So now whenever you see the ratio 1:2 and reversed as 2:1, whatever the quantity is given will be the answer. You understood? So whenever you see this ratio 1:2, 2:1, so whatever the quantity is, so if it is some prime number also, after working it will come into this value where X is the quantity given. See, suppose if they give in 19 liters, to reverse the ratio, what will be the value? So just blindly you can write 19 liters. So now I'll show some revised pattern of this reverse ratios. Advanced pattern of this reverse ratios. So if the ratio is 3:4 and this should become 4:3. So I'll take the 60 liters as example again. Now what will be the value? So there it was 1:2, 2:1. So we took X as 60. So here X will be, so whatever the ratio is, divide by the smaller value. So I showed you the working part. You can try the working part and you can see it will tally. So this 60 liters, whatever the quantity is, divide by the smaller value, 20 liters. So when the ratios are reversed, the quantity is x value will be the initial quantity divided by the smaller value. So we'll see whether it is applicable to this ratio. So in 60 liters, what is the smaller value? 1. So dividing by 1, we get back the same 60. So whatever the quantity is, we wrote. So here, smaller value is 3. So dividing by 3, 20 liters of milk should be added to reverse the ratio. And still more advanced pattern, suppose in this 60 liters, so milk and water is 3:5. How many liters milk should be added to reverse the ratio? As 5:3. So can you see the difference in these patterns which I have given? So here it is 1:2. We have here one factor, smallest value is 1. So in this we have the ratio 3:4. Smallest value is 3, but difference between the parts is 1. Here also difference between the parts is 1. So just we divided by the smaller value. So in this, in 60 liters, 3:5 should become 5:3. So for that, divide by the smaller value 3. But as you have the difference 2, it should be multiplied with 2. So 20 into 2, 40 liters. So I have given you all the pattern of ratios whenever it is reversed. So if you have 1 and difference is 1, divide by smaller value 1, multiplying it with 1. So you have x as 60 liters. Suppose if it is not 1:2, if you have other numbers then 1 and difference is 1, so divide by the smaller value 20 liters. And here if you have more than 1, divide by the smaller value and multiply it with 2, you get the amount that should be added to reverse the ratio. So friends, so this is one super shortcut where you can get the answer without all this working. Say suppose you have the ratio. So in the 60 liters, so milk water is 1:6. How many liters of milk should be added to reverse the ratio? So what is the answer? So this, just seeing the ratio, you can write the answer. So x is, this is the quantity, divide by the smaller value, multiplying by the difference, you get as 300 liters. So when you add 300 liters, the ratio which was 1:6 becomes 6:1. So with this, without any working, just we can arrive at the answer because they have mentioned the ratios are reversed and also they have reversed the ratio twice. So when you go by this working part, so it is very time consuming and you have to form equations for these two additions and you have to get the value for y. So but instead, yes, please note friends, so with this shortcut, you can directly get the value of x. So now I'll show you how to apply this shortcut in this question and get the answer immediately. So now I told you after removing 20%, the remaining 80% also ratio will not change. So we have milk and water, 4:1 ratio. When you are adding x liters water, ratio is reversed. Now what will be value of x? So this quantity divided by the smaller one into 3, which is 30 liters. So if you add 30 liters, the ratios will be reversed. So now with this 10 liters, we add this 30 liters, quantity becomes 40 liters. So in this 40 liters, milk and water, so from 4:1 we have reversed it to 1:4. So now y liters of milk is added to reverse the ratio again. Now what will be value of y? So in this 40, by the smaller one into 3, which is 120 liters. So now you can see friends, so this is what I have done. So seeing this reverse ratio concept, just applying this shortcut, I got the answer in 2 steps. So now whenever the ratios are reversed, so don't forget to use this shortcut and you can get the answers quickly. So I'll repeat this process again. So 10 liters milk, 2.5 liters water. We have 12.5 liters mixture. In this 20% removed, 80% is 10 liters. So in this 10 liters, 4 is to 1 is reversed to 1 is to 4 by adding 30 liters. So you can remember the shortcut which I told you. So just you can take 10 divided by the smaller value into 3, 30 liters. So when you add 30 liters water, this quantity becomes 40. So in this 40 liters, we have made the ratio 1 is to 4. So now y liters of milk is added. So where the ratios are reversed. Now what will be value of y? So just remember that shortcut. Y is this quantity by the smaller value into 3. So 120 liters is the answer. So now you can see with this shortcut easily, and with this logic you can get the answer within seconds. So we'll see the next question.